and no other ID than a 3-week-old British passport that authorities suspect is fake. Barbara Pinto, ABC News, Washington.
News of the American Airlines incident spread fast at the nation's airports on this busy holiday weekend. 13 Steve Kearns continues our coverage tonight. He's live at Norfolk International Airport. Steve, has anything changed out there in terms of security?
Not a thing, Carlton. Security has been stepped up here for several months. They are confident about what they are doing, and we're seeing that on this busy holiday weekend, people are flying with confidence. Of course, now when they get news of this event that happened over the sea and landed in Boston, we're realizing that a lot of people are believing that some things can go wrong.
I thought everything from September 11th would be behind us right now. This is the times for everyone to be together and happy and have family. And now the things that are going on right now, that's a real big shock.
Shock is apparent in the faces of many people hearing the news of this latest airborne incident, especially those just getting off flights here in Norfolk. Many had no idea anything had happened.
I figured it was a lot safer now than it's ever been because security is so much tighter, but things can always slip through, and that's scary.
I'm very glad that they did subdue him on the plane. I'm very glad that did happen, because you never know what could happen.
Many we talked with say they feel safer flying now than ever before, mostly because of all the enhanced security they see around them. At the same time, though, there are those who aren't surprised at this recent event at all.
My suspicion has always been that there's more lurking out there, and so I'm not surprised at all that something like this has happened. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen more of this sort of thing.
Once again, though, in this case, a crisis was averted. Security high at our nation's airports, and pretty much no matter where you go, you're going to run into it. Maybe they'll be looking closer at shoes now, but, you know, they're keeping a tight eye on everyone who goes through. They're just looking for anything. Carlton.
13 Steve Kearns live at the airport. Thank you. Since the terrorist attacks, it seems not everyone is used to screening their own luggage. Officials at Norfolk International have collected thousands of items that could be considered deadly objects. They include nail clippers, knives, and bottle openers, just to name a few. Airport officials say the job of returning those items is simply too big. That's why everything is smashed with a sledgehammer and thrown into the trash. When President Bush announced his war on terrorism, he told Americans there will be victories that will be covert, efforts that we won't know about. This next story is about one of those efforts. 13's Ramona Parks takes us to Langley Air Force Base and has more on the mission and the homecoming.
While Marines were on the ground in Afghanistan, 4 local Air Force pilots were in the air above Southwest Asia, unexpected participants in Operation Enduring Freedom.
And it was pretty short notice, but we were really excited to be able to be a part of what's going on, and just proud to be able to help out.
This isn't right.
The 12th airlift flight typically stays at Langley Air Force Base, but were called to action after the terrorist attack September 11th. The pilots fly these C-21s, transporting essential people and equipment.
Very busy, long days.
But you won't hear the who's and where's of these covert and sometimes dangerous missions.
There's always a risk in everything that goes on, but you just try to focus on getting the job done.
The pilots returned to Hampton Saturday night after nearly 3 months abroad, happy to be home and safe and sound for the holidays.
I just want everybody to realize there's a lot more people still there and still participating and will be there for a while, and to never forget them.
Because no one knows how long the war on terrorism could wage on. Ramona Parks, 13 News, Hampton.
As America continues to fight back in Afghanistan, the first peaceful transfer of power there in decades, a new prime minister took the oath of office. Hamid Karzai says the country must forget the painful past. Karzai also swore in 29 members of his cabinet, including 2 women. One of his first priorities is getting the country prepared for what's expected to be a long, hungry winter. A Pentagon official says an investigation team is looking into a deadly U.S. attack of a convoy in Afghanistan. More than 60 people were killed and dozens more were injured. Afghan officials say the convoy was taking tribal elders to Kabul for the installation of the new government. U.S. Central Command leaders insist the attack was no mistake. They point to missiles fired from the convoy at military jets as proof the convoy was made of enemy troops. In local news, police have identified the man gunned down in Newport News yesterday. 24-year-old Eric Antonio Matthews was shot and killed yesterday afternoon. It happened in the 1600 block of 16th Street. Witnesses tell police that gunfire erupted in a field between two apartment complexes where the victim was found. No one has been arrested in this case. In Chesapeake, a 4-year-old boy is in critical condition after an afternoon car accident. It happened in the 3900 block of Portsmouth Boulevard. The boy and his mother were on the way home from a shopping trip. Police say the child suffered serious injuries because he was unrestrained and in the front seat. Police also say the driver was not paying attention to the road. 2 other people caught in a chain reaction suffered minor injuries, and the accident is still under investigation. Some York County homes are saved tonight after an afternoon brush fire. It started around 2 in the Tab section of York County. The blaze destroyed 10 acres of land. 30 firefighters and volunteers helped get the fire under control. Firefighters say recent rains made their job easier compared to the dry conditions from earlier this month.
While the wind picked up today and moved the fire pretty fast, if we had not had that rain, that I'm certain that the situation would have been much worse.
I didn't know if that would have had any effect. Maybe a week ago it would have been a little different, a bit harder to take care of, but they did it. They did a good job. We got a good fire department in York County.
There were no reports of injuries in that fire. A family that lost its home to a fire a month ago is getting a helping hand from some Chesapeake Girl Scouts. The Scouts brought presents and other items the Cartwright family needed after getting burned out of their Elizabeth City home on Thanksgiving Day. The girls saw the story on 13 News and decided to help. They collected clothes, toys, and household items to help the Cartwrights get back on their feet.
But it's just so many people out there that care, that love you, actually love you. You're not aware of until something like this do happen.
The Girl Scouts say they hope to make the trip back to North Carolina to visit when the Cartwrights get to move into their new home. Coming up on 13 News at 11, it's a journey to Salt Lake City. The Olympic Flame gets a Texas-sized welcome from the president in the nation's capital.
And it's a chilly night across Hampton Road's many spots down into the 20s. As we head through the day on Sunday, temperatures will gradually start to warm back up, but then another big cool down as we head towards the end of the week. I'll have the complete forecast coming up.
And later, getting ready to harness up the reindeer and deliver presents. Santa gets a little exercise on the slopes. Story when 13 News continues for Chesapeake, Poquoson, and the rest of Hampton Roads.
Holidays apart from family and friends can be tough.
I wish he was here with us Christmas, and I know he wants to be too.
Especially during uncertain times. 13 News proudly presents the 16th Annual Navy Christmas, a tribute to our armed forces, bringing you closer together for the holidays.
Happy holidays, Hampton Roads!
Share a moment with our troops. Christmas morning at 9 on WVEC-TV, sponsored by Bank of America, Military Bank, and Taco Bell.
There's one brand of truck strong enough to carry the American spirit. That's why Chevrolet has extended 0% financing until January 2nd on every new truck we build. Silverado to Avalanche, Suburban to Trailblazer. They're the trucks behind a country that never quits. And if you hurry, you can own one interest-free. So keep America rolling and make your money count at your local Chevy dealer today.
Mr. Fletcher, Mr. Smith, heads, it's Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss. Tails, it's Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger. Call in the air. Tails. Heads! Heads! No, heads! No, I mean tails!
Can't decide between Wendy's delicious new Chicken Bacon Swiss and Wendy's delicious new Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger? Each topped with hickory smoked bacon and tangy Swiss. Try them both. It's win-win.
Hey, Fry Man, over here!
Here you go. For girls and boys, it's a fact. In every Wendy's Kids meal, Grinch toys are back.
Find the best and brightest gifts of the season at the shops at Hilltop. Need a few ideas? Beach Accents has exotic gifts and seashore treasures. This specialty shop is loaded with art, furniture, and jewelry. Expressions by Linda J. has creative gift baskets for everyone on your list. Choose from a wide selection. This year, wrap up your holiday shopping in one convenient stop at the shops at Hilltop.
You're watching 13 News at 11. Live with Carlton Houston. From the 13 News Weather Lab, meteorologist Evan Stewart. 13 Sports with Brian Smith. Right now, 13 News at 11 continues.
The Olympic torch continues hopscotching its way across the country tonight with a stop in the nation's capital. President Bush was on hand today as a runner carrying the torch ran onto the White House lawn to the sound of cheers and applause. The president thanked all the torchbearers for their courage and compassion. 2 local torchbearers were at the ceremony this morning. More than 11,000 Americans will help the Olympic flame reach its destination in Salt Lake City. On Christmas Eve night, your kids might be asking, where is Santa Claus? This year, you can track his journey on your computer. The website is operated by the American Aerospace Defense Command. Along with protecting U.S. and Canadian airspace, the command also keeps an eye on Santa each year for children around the world. Just log on to Christmas Eve night and get your video and audio reports of his trip. You can get there by visiting WVEC.com and clicking on links in the news. So while they're watching where Santa is, Evan will be watching where the clouds are, right?
That's right, Carlton, and we will be tracking a few reindeer along with a few raindrops on the radar as we go through the next several days. Tomorrow, quite a bit warmer than what we saw today. Your high on Sunday in the mid to upper 50s. That's quite a bit better than the mid to upper 40s that we saw during the day on Saturday. Partly sunny skies and a shower is possible late in the day, mainly off towards the west. I think most of the rain should hold off until the evening and the overnight hours, and then we'll start to clear out as we head through the day on Monday. We begin with a satellite and radar 11 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we saw a lot of clear skies across Hampton roads. So we look out towards the west, we see the next storm system developing and the showers lining up through western Kentucky, Tennessee, areas of Ohio picking up some rain. It's the same storm system that will give us the rain as we go through Sunday night and into early Monday morning. On the national picture, you can see that storm system spinning around, bringing areas of snow through Minnesota and the Dakotas, and the rain all the way down across the deep south. Behind that system's quite a bit of cold weather. 21 degrees in Minneapolis, but 48 degrees right now in Chicago. Remember that in just a moment. Cool air here in the east. Tomorrow we'll be in this warm sector before the cooler weather moves in for Christmas Day on Tuesday and continues through the end of the week. Here's what it looks like across the region for your Sunday. We'll continue to see moisture moving up the spine of the Appalachians, rain there, maybe some of the higher elevations of Virginia, West Virginia, a few wet snowflakes mixed in. Then once you get back into areas of Minnesota, the western Great Lakes, that's where they will see some significant snowfall. And out towards the western half of the United States, they're dealing with snow in the Rockies, windy conditions coming down over the eastern Rockies, cloudy skies up through the Pacific Northwest, down in Southern California. They will see the sunshine. Now remember, I told you to remember that temperature of 48 degrees in Chicago, because right now in Hampton Roads it is 31. So it's quite a bit milder out towards our west, even warmer in Chicago than it is right here in Hampton Roads. 27 degrees on the peninsula. Dew point is at 25, so some pretty dry weather out there. Other temperatures, 28 degrees in Chesapeake, Suffolk, 27 in Franklin and Wakefield. Same thing in Newport News, 28 degrees in Melfa. 34 degrees in Edenton, and temperatures across our weather lab stations. Also, most everybody in the 30s or a few 20s popping up at Lynn Haven Mall, 28 degrees, 33 degrees at the Chesapeake Conference Center, and 34 degrees at Oversea Hospital. So back towards the maps we go. Tomorrow morning, a lot of sunshine, starting to give way to clouds pretty early, and we'll see partly sunny skies throughout most of the day, but warmer temperatures up into the upper 50s. Then for Sunday evening, that's when the rain starts to move in, and it'll clear out early Monday morning. Cooler weather behind the front a little bit on Monday, but then this next cold front, that's when the big surge of cold weather will move in. That will move in on Christmas night. So here's what the forecast looks like. Mid to upper 20s overnight with temperatures in the lower 20s inland. And your highs on Sunday around 55 for Moonlight, 57 Franklin, 58 Great Bridge, 56 Green Run, partly sunny skies. Increasing clouds off towards the north, Elsom, 53. You might see a shower late afternoon. 53 degrees for Five Forks and 56 Keller. In northeastern North Carolina, partly sunny skies, 58 Elizabeth City, 57 Hancock, and 59 degrees for Manio. Out on the water, we'll see the winds out of the south to southwest at around 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 3 foot waves on the bay, 3 to 4 foot seas out on the ocean. And the 7-day forecast, your weekend always in view, 53 degrees for Christmas Eve day, some scattered showers early in the morning, then becoming mostly sunny. Christmas Eve night, 31 degrees for an overnight low and a high on Christmas Day of only 46, mostly sunny skies, and then the temperatures really fall. Upper 20s for most of the overnights next week, and high temperatures in the lower 40s. Of course, we'll track Santa and the forecast 24 hours a day at WVEC.com.
Busy night.
Yes, it will be.
Thank you, Evan. The season of giving helped the American Red Cross save lives this week. Because of generous donations, nearly 2,000 people will be helped by the Jingle Bell Blood Drive. The Red Cross collected 212 pints of blood on Friday, and that pushed the three-day total to more than 600 pints. Thanks to all who took time to give the gift of life. This holiday season is a tough one for the thousands of Navy families in our area who have loved ones out to sea. But we're hoping to bring them closer together with this year's Navy Christmas special. In case you missed it last night, the special airs again Christmas morning at 9 and on LNC starting at 3 p.m. And we also want to remind you about our New Year's Day special, 2001, The Year That Was, presented by LNC. It airs at 5 p.m. on January 1st. Whether it was a big local story or a national story that affected our community, we'll give you a snapshot of the events that shaped Hampton Roads. That's January 1st on LNC Channel 5 at 5 p.m. Just when you thought we were gearing up for college bowl games, the NFL playoff picture jumps in our laps.
This is starting to clear up just a little bit for some teams. It's make or break time. Like we say anything, it's money time, as some players would say it. Plenty on the line for some clubs. That includes the Eagles. We'll let you know how they fared in their game. And why is Bill Belichick doused in December? Well, it's part of that December run. We'll tell you how the Pats did against the Dolphins.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days.
At Burger King, you can get a different daily special for just 99 cents every day. With a different big and delicious deal for just 99 cents, your meal won't ever become a rerun.
At Nissan's Goodbye Sales Event, you get the with up to $1,000 holiday cash back on new Sentras and select Frontiers, or $500 holiday bonus cash and 3.9% APR financing for 60 months on Maximas and Pathfinders. Plus, get $500 holiday bonus cash on new Xteras. Plus, say hello to goodbyes on every Nissan. Hurry to your local Nissan dealer before these offers say Nissan. Driven.
And now, 13 Sports with Brian Smith.
The folks of New England haven't had much to celebrate in recent years. They may have a case for their football team, as the Patriots, with a win over the Dolphins, would win a 5th straight and leapfrog Miami for first in the AFC East. This was also the last regular season game at Foxborough Stadium after 31 years. It's going to be moving it. They're going to be moving into a new stadium. Some of the old players came back. John Hanna, Steve Grogan there, also former head coach Raymond Berry. Former Redskin Irving Fryer started his career with New England. To the game itself today, the Pats looking pretty impressive. A little trickery. Kevin Falk faking the run and passing to his quarterback. Yes, Tom Brady for good yardage. That almost closed out the first period. It set up this second quarter plunge from Antoine Smith, a career high 156 yards. He also topped the 1,000-yard mark. 7-0 New England. This time Brady to Patrick Pass, who decides to run after the pass. This one good from 23 yards. Pats led 23 at the break with Cruz, and yeah, the ceremonial dousing of ice to Bill Belichick. That's cold. Ooh. Pats win by a count of 20-13. Eagles, Donovan McNabb, a win over San Francisco, and they win the NFC East. You're not going to do it that way. I guess he was trying to find one of his receivers, not somebody out there. That would set up a field goal. Meanwhile, Jeff Garcia and the Niners having their problems too. Terrell Owens fighting his way down to the pylon. They say no touchdown. Even upon further review, I don't think they reviewed it. It was a field goal that would tie to 3 apiece. Another last gasp, 4th period. McNabb gets picked by Derek Smith, the former Redskin. Niners were in business. Garcia, not an effective day, but nonetheless good enough. Hooks up with Owens from 32 yards, and they go on to win 13-3 and hand the Eagles their first road loss of the season. Well, Hampton, Davidson, College of Charleston. This is among the losses that's gotten North Carolina off to one of its worst starts in school history. They were hoping to make amends tonight as they took on 15th-ranked St. Joseph's. Did I mention they did beat Binghamton by 1 point the other day? They were taking on St. Joe's, and the Hawks having their problems trying to guard Brian Bursticker out of Virginia Beach. Nice, easy layup, and the Heels were in command. Huge game from former Indian River High standout Jason Capel off the feed. Oh, nice dish. Heels starting to pull away. Capel taking his game outside. three ball with style. He had 21 points, a career-high 16 boards, and the Heels upset the Hawks, 92-76. Number 20, Wake Forest. Well, they were taking on St. John's. Sadiq Singala leading the way with 17 points, but Wake had issues dealing with the Red Storm. Donald Emmanuel for 3. Johnny's up 14-6. Back come the Demon Deeks off the miss. Singala kicks it out, and they wound up finding Josh Howard for the flush. He had a 15. Skip Process troops were fearing the worst, and understandably, he warned them about this kid, Marcus Hatton. This one from downtown, Midtown Manhattan to be exact. Then Hatton proceeded to take the Deeks on a tour of New York. This one from Brooklyn, Red Storm up 1. Then Hatton, who had 19 of his 26 in the second half, from Long Island. Deeks go down hard, 72-60. Did I say Long Island? Heavy with the G there. Frostburg State comes up short against Christopher Newport, 80-71. Carlos Hurd with 20 for the Captains. VCU gets a 6-game win streak snapped. They lose to Wagner. Radford a loser to East Carolina. VMI gets beat up by Villanova, 104-91. Well, it seems the more Michael Jordan struggles, the more the Wizards seem to find a way to win. Washington visited New York with a chance of extending its win streak to 8 games. Let's go to the hardwood at the Garden on the break. It's Michael taking on Allen Houston, and we have liftoff. Hoop and the foul. They were going early, starting to pull away early. Marcus Camby, among those Knicks, complained they're not getting the ball enough. Is this good enough? The nice slam, he had 14. 3.3 seconds left for Jordan. And does he do the Knicks in as always? Tied at 83, no more, and the Wizards win 87-86. Got to mention, too, Admirals play to a tie 3-3 against Hershey. More to come. We'll get you into the Olympic spirit. Baseball's Iron Man getting into the Olympic torch run. We'll explain Cal Ripken's venture in just a moment.
Injured people. If the insurance company won't pay you what you deserve, Lowell the Hammer Stanley goes to war. War to get you cash. War for better benefits. War for bigger cash rewards. If the morons who hurt you won't pay, it's war for every dollar the law provides. Call Lowell the Hammer Stanley, 459-CASH. If it's war they want, we'll nail them. Lowell the Hammer Stanley, the big stick, 459-CASH.
Something extraordinary is coming to Amoco. It will change your gasoline buying experience, but it won't change your gasoline. You'll still be able to buy the same Amoco gasoline you've always bought. But the environment in which you buy it will be brighter, smarter, more inviting than ever before. And the best part is, this is just the beginning. BP, going beyond.
Tragedy has hit the racing world of horse racing, that is. We go to Ohio, where one jockey was killed and 2 others were injured when a horse stumbled down the stretch at Beulah Park this afternoon. 33-year-old Arnold Ruiz fell while riding Winds of Sonora and ran over by 2 horses behind him. Ruiz was pronounced dead of head injuries at an area hospital. The track's final 9 races of the day were canceled, but they do plan apparently to resume its schedule on Sunday. Well, Cal Ripken has done plenty for the world of baseball. Today he got a chance to add to the Olympic spirit. The former Orioles great was part of the torch running route along with his wife Kelly. Ripken, who retired this past season, has done plenty to do with baseball this season. When he retired this past year, he's got his own baseball league, but definitely likes special events like this that are close to his heart. You remember around Thanksgiving they had the annual Charity Bowl in football. Today they had the 2nd annual soccer charity game out at the Sportsplex. Matt Wilbrick, who played at Cops High School, winds up getting the shot blocked. Some former greats doing for a good cause as well. We got to mention former Falcon there, Matt Whalen, scoring. Proceeds went to the Joy Fund as well as the Hampton Roads Soccer Council. So good job out there, guys.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure.
And finally tonight, Santa hit the slopes today, getting in a little exercise before Christmas. In his warm red furry suit, Santa glided down the slopes in Keystone, Colorado today on his state-of-the-art snowboard. And as you can see, his belly isn't too much of a problem for him to do some of those difficult tricks and jumps, as his beard just kind of flaps there in the wind. You feel around and get hurt doing something like that.
Yeah, but he's Santa. He can do that.
He gets a lot of practice at the North Pole anyway.
That's it for 13 News Tonight 11. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Take care.